All right, guys, it's time for a joke. It's been a while since we've done a joke. So, this joke isn't that funny, but that's not the point of these lessons, right? The point is to teach you English. So, it's a bit funny. Let me know if it's funny, smash like. If it's not funny, well, I'll try again next time. So let's take a look at it here. All right, so we see, uh, well, it's a picture of a female snake, and she's a pole dancer. And around her, we see some some male snakes, and one of the snakes says, "Shed it all." Shed it all. Do you get it? Smash like if you get it. If not, I'm going to explain it here. So, do you know what the word shed means? To shed. So animals shed their skin or shed their fur or their hair, right? For example, if you've got a cat, boy, most cats shed really bad. So if you have a couch like behind me here, there's some nice couches. So if I had a cat here, right? I mean, this couch would just be covered in cat hair, right? Because cats shed their hair, right? Or dogs, or most animals shed in some way. So snakes shed their skin, right? So this this female snake is shedding her skin. Now, now why is that funny? Well, it's because we use the word shed for humans too. We use it to take off. We use it to mean take off clothes. So, for example, here in Canada, it gets really cold in the winter, right? And very often, you have to put many layers of clothing on, right? So, if you go outside in the winter, if it's like minus 30 or minus 40 degrees, you might be wearing a t shirt, and then you might be wearing a sweater, and then a jacket, and maybe like you might be wearing like 4 or 5 layers, right, to try to keep warm. So after you come in from the cold, then you could say, boy, I need to shed some layers. Now I'm inside, it's hot in here, I need to shed some layers, right? So you take off your jacket, you take off your sweater, you know, maybe you're wearing like a long sleeved shirt, and then maybe like a t-shirt or an undershirt or something like that. So you shed your layers, right, to cool off. Right? So we use that very often. It's the verb shed, to shed your, humans don't really shed like animals do, but you can still use it even for skin. So, here in Canada, my skin gets so dry in the winter, right? So my skin just kind of starts flaking off, and so I could say, I shed my skin in the winter, right? I could say that, right? Or if you've got a lot of dandruff, you if you scratch your head and some flakes of dandruff, start falling off, then you could say I'm shedding. You're shedding. You're shedding, right? So you can use that verb whether you're talking about clothing or whether you're talking about your skin. So in this in this joke, it's funny because it's this male snake wants the female snake to get naked, right? To just shed all her clothes. But for snakes, they shed their skin. So that's why it's funny. It's funny because of the word shed. Snakes shed, but in this case, it's like it's like her clothing, right? He's telling her to shed her clothing. So that's kind of why it's funny. Um, Now, the word shed is also a noun that means something completely different. Okay, a shed is a small building that people usually have in their backyard. It's to keep to store a bunch of stuff, right? Maybe some tools, some garden equipment, probably your lawnmower. You know, Usually sheds are, I don't know, they're pretty big. It's big enough. It's like a small little one room building, right? I don't know, maybe like just as tall as a person, a little bit taller than a person, maybe a little bit wider. It's just enough room to fit your tools, to fit I don't know, your lawnmower, that kind of stuff. Very often, if you come to Canada here and you drive around, you'll see probably most people have a shed in their backyard. So if they have a house in the backyard, they'll have a sorry, I'm losing my voice here. they'll they'll have a shed, right, to store all their stuff. It's kind of handy to have a shed. The word handy means it's convenient, it's helpful, right? It's handy to have a shed because if you've got stuff that you don't want to store inside your house, if it's stuff that's not the most like clean, if it's, let's say you've got something like, I don't know, an old mattress or something that isn't very clean, maybe it's a bit moldy or something like that, you could just put it in your shed, right? You can store that kind of stuff in your shed, and then it's not going to be in your house, and just, yeah. So having a shed is handy. So remember, that's a noun. That is a completely different meaning than the verb to shed, which is to shed your skin, or in this case, like for animals, they shed their skin, like reptiles. I think lizards and insects, insects like cicadas, they shed their skeleton, I think. Yeah, or yeah. Cicadas are crazy animals. Cicadas are like, they start out kind of looking like a really weird looking alien insect, and then they kind of break open. They have wings, right? And then it's like almost like a butterfly, except it's just it's a crazy thing. I've seen it happening. I've seen a cicada come out of its shell. It's a weird thing. They're weird insects. But anyway, so that's kind of cool. So so that's about the word shed, right? It can be a noun, which is a building. It can be a verb, which is to shed. I think that's it. It almost looks like the word she'd, if there would be a little apostrophe after the word she, like she would, right? If you want to say she'd rather eat chocolate than ice cream, right? So she would. Very often we contract that to she'd, right? She'd rather go to Mexico than stay here in Canada for the winter. Well, she's smart. Wish I could go to Mexico for the winter. But yeah, but remember, in that case, if you're saying the word she'd, then you need an apostrophe. All right, don't forget the apostrophe, otherwise it's shed. You don't want to talk about her as a shed. So anyway, so that's the joke, guys. I hope you get it. It's like I said, it's not that funny, but it's a bit funny. And there it is. There's your English vocabulary for today. Hey, hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for joining me in this video. Let me know, are you afraid of snakes? Boy, I'm afraid of snakes. I would not want to I would not want to encounter here in Canada we don't have too many snakes. There are some like rattlesnakes. There are snakes here, yeah, but not compared to, a place like Brazil or anywhere South America, Central America, Africa, India, the king cobras in India. Yeah, so we're kind of fortunate here in Canada. We don't have that many snakes, but let me know if you're afraid of snakes like I am, or if you are not afraid of snakes. You're a real champion. So thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.